All right, so what are logic problems? Logic problems are problems where the problem gives you some clues and you have to figure out something else with the clues. So most problems we can solve using two things, guessing and checking, and process elimination. And it's easiest to show how these work, but through examples. So that's what we'll do. Now, in this problem, we see three people are born in three places, and we want to figure out who was born where. Now, Cindy has never been to, before I read the clues, I should say, a problem where you just get clues, you should draw a chart because that's the easiest way to solve these. And you fill in the chart as you read the clues. Now we can read the clues. So Cindy has never been to Indonesia. So we can put an X for Cindy in Indonesia because that means that she wasn't born there. Eleanor was not born in Indonesia, so we can put an X here. And similarly, Eleanor was not born in Brunei. Now we could say that Daisy was born in Indonesia because these other two people weren't. So the only person that's remaining is Daisy. Similarly, Eleanor has to be born in Thailand because she wasn't born in these other two places. And that leaves us because Thailand is taken and Daisy was born in Indonesia, so we know that she wasn't born in these other two places. And only one person is born in Thailand, Eleanor. So that means that Brunei is left for Cindy. Right, so that wasn't too hard. Our next problem looks a bit silly, but bear with me. We have smile plus frown equals 54 and smile equals 5 of these frowns. And find the value for each face. Okay, so the first thing that we do is say that smile equals 5 times frown. Now, in the first equation, we see that smile plus frown equals 54 and smile equals 5 frowns. So we can plug smile into the value for smile into this smile. So 5 times frown plus frown equals 54. And we see 5 frowns plus 1 frown equals 6 frowns equals 54. And this is a multiplication, so we divide. So this means that frown equals 54 divided by 6, which is 9. So we have frown. And we can plug frown back into here to see that smile equals 5 times 9, which is 45. And it's really just an algebra problem, is what it boils down to. Now, our next problem is an example of a problem that can use a graphical solution, and I'll show you what that is. So we have people playing for a volleyball championship, and each team only plays each of the other teams once. So A plays 3, B plays 2, D plays 1, and we're not done yet. So this is in the middle of the championship. And it asks how many matches has C played. So we write down our teams, and then we can show games or matches through arrows. So it says that A played 3 matches. So clearly A has played against each of the other teams because A can only play each of the teams once. Now these arrows are really double-sided because if A plays team B, then team B also plays team A. So they're double-sided. And now we see that team D has played 1 match. So we already wrote the match, which is AD, which is A against D. So that means that no other arrows can go with D. And then we can see that B has played 2 matches. So if B already played A and B can't play D, then B has to have played C. And we can see from here, we've used up all the clues, so now we just look at our diagram. And C has played A and B, so C has played 2 matches. And we have one more problem. So in this problem, some people, we have 3 classmates, one of them cleaned the room, and the teacher asked them who did it, and we have 3 answers. And the key here is that it says only one of them was telling the truth. So in this case, this kind of problem requires splitting it up into cases. So let's see if case number 1, Jolene did it. So Jolene says Charles did it, which would be a lie because Jolene did it. Then Charles says I didn't do it, which would be true because Jolene did it. And then Natalie says I didn't do it either, so that'd be true. But it says only one of them was telling the truth, so that means that this case does not work. Put a big X. Now, what happens, or what do we know if Charles was the one that cleaned the room? That's case number 2. So if Charles cleaned the room, then Jolene says that Charles did it, which would be true. Charles says that he didn't do it, which is false. And Natalie says that she did not do it, which is true. But again, 2 truths, and the problem said only 1 truth. So that's wrong. And if Natalie did it, then Jolene says Charles did it, which is a lie. Charles says that he did not do it, which is true. And Natalie says that she did not do it, which would be a lie because she did do it. So in this case, we see that only one person has a truth, and that means that Natalie did it. So really, logic problems aren't that hard. It's just about your view on the problem and the way you choose to do it.